here we are. This has been a long time in the making. How long? It's been 4 months of 5 months of like actively training you, bro. Now you're here.
Six.
Six? It's been six.
Well, actually,
You took a
five.
pause and then you
Correct.
came back.
Yeah,
So
five.
technically five. Shit. It's good to
Yeah.
have you here, brother. Good to be rolling with you. The man, Kyrill himself. I can finally pronounce your name correctly. I have it hardwired in my brain. For the first 3 months, it was just Kyrill. Now it's Kyrill. I know.
Kyrill.
Easy
Kyrill.
to say. Yeah.
A lot of times it's just Kyrill or like cereal.
So there's another variation of this. What's going on?
It's
Jesus.
too many. Too many.
Guys, if you're watching this and you're in sales, remote sales, or you want to get into remote sales, but specifically if you are in remote sales, this is going to be one of the best interviews in terms of just journey, watching you progress, bro, and seeing kind of how far you've come. Hashed out last month. What were you in comms? You ended October with what?
12K.
12K. What was the exact number? Was it like 12K on the dot or like 12,100 or something?
12K, $98.17.
Oof, nice. I love it, bro. I love it. And you
Yeah.
put in the work. So we'll talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about your journey in sales, and kind of some of the things I think make you unique in this space. Because I mean, everyone that I've talked to, the guys in pro, they all have their own stories, but I think you have a very interesting story in terms of just your level of focus and your skill set. So I want to talk about that. Tell me about you in sales, bro. Like, where did you start off with? How did you find out about the whole space, and like, what's the background here?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go all the way back.
Well, you're young, so there's not that far back to go. All the way
it,
back 2 years ago.
when I was 18. Well, yeah, it was when I was 18. So
Mm,
I think at this with sales, I think at the start of this year. Before I got into sales, I tried copywriting. Didn't succeed in that, thankfully. And then I transitioned to high ticket sales. I was already in sales. I was working at LA Fitness, front desk, and then I switched to um like the sales role at LA Fitness. And I really like sales. It's actually funny. My manager at sales, he's 21. He was really good at sales, and he convinced me to do sales. And like, sales is really good because you learn the skill set, you learn how to sell it. It's just a very valuable skill set. I'm like,
for
he's
sure.
very true. Um, and of course, at the same time, I was looking to learn a high income skill, make money online, and I found about high ticket sales. I'm like, okay, I have to do this. And then I was just looking at different people. I think I joined a couple of school communities, and then I saw you on YouTube. You
Mm.
popped up on my home tab. I'm like, who is this guy? He looks like he's okay at sales. Watched a couple of your YouTube videos. I'm like, okay, this guy seems genuine, seems real. Then I joined your school community, popped into some um what's it called calls, looked at your material. I'm like, wow, like this free stuff is really, really good.
Mm.
I can only imagine how good his actual coaching program is. I'm like, I have to do this. Um, I know like taking risk is part of this game. So that's what I did. And then 6 months later, now I'm here, you know.
For sure.
Last month I made 12K. Um, and my life has completely changed now at the age of 19 now. So that's been my journey in sales, to kind of where I started to where I'm at. And yeah, yeah.
Love it. Love it. Let's dive into it, bro. All right. So first thing that's interesting is, the way we run our program, kind of a lot of what I talk about, I don't run like a biz op. It's our program, our marketing is not about there's this new high income skill, come in and make quick cash. I never promise anyone who comes in that within the next 2 months, 3 months, you're going to be making 10, 15K a month. I don't believe in that shit. And I think you kind of knew that coming in. At least I would assume you did. And there's a lot of programs out there. I won't say names, but programs out there, maybe with good intentions, but they promise a lot of that. What's interesting about you, bro, is your journey in this game. You focused very early on skill set first. You wanted opportunities for sure, but I remember you being in the gym. I remember cash getting real low for you when you first started, but you kind of stuck on the path of skill set, coming in and role playing like 2, 3 times a day, coming to every single training, asking questions constantly, right? Being involved, sending me DMs, checking in like all the time. Why is it that you chose to prioritize skill set first versus the kind of flashy cash grab that exists a lot in the remote sales space? What was going through your mind when you were like, I just want to get really good, and you took that route instead of let me just find the best offer, bro, within the next 60 days? Talk to me about that and just where you were coming from.
Well, I just knew that's what's really all about, having the skill set to actually perform at a high level whenever those opportunities do come to you or whenever you go to them. So I just
Mm-hmm.
knew, to making those 10K months and being very successful in this space, it all boils down to your skill set, how good you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of guys in this space that are on fire offers, but their skill set isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're good, but they're not really that good. So
Mm-hmm.
I just know that, if I have the really good skill set first and then get on a good offer, that's when I'll be really successful. Opposed to like the opposite, like get on a good offer, then just not work on your skill set. Then let's say something happens, you're not on the offer anymore, you're screwed because your booty cheeks, your dog. Um, so I just and you made that clear as well. Like it's all in the skill set.
Yeah,
And that's what I was there to do,
for sure.
learn. Um, I want to learn a really good skill. Um, and that's what I came up and that's what I showed up to do.
For sure.
Um,
And
yeah.
for me, for the same thing with me in sales, because what happened was I got onto my first offer was craps. It was absolute crap. But then the second offer I was on was actually decent, but I didn't have a good skill set when I was on the offer. So I mean, when I first got on it, my first like week was okay, but then my skills kind of dipped. And then I dialed in the skill set. I want to stop just referring to it as skill set. I want to get technical for in a second. But I started dialing the skill set, and then my commissions like jumped very, very quickly, right? So in your opinion, since again being through our training, since being through this journey now, you've kind of seen, I think, the spectrum of skills in sales now. What do you think are those skill sets we refer to? Because I don't want to make it some like mystical bullshit, like, oh, your skill set, bro. But like what actually are the skills we're talking about? Like what are the things that as a sales pro who wants to make money, who's coming into the space, let's say you've been a setter or you've been like working on a like a low quality offer, and you're like, okay, I clearly need to dial in my skill set. What are the things we actually want to dial in? What are those things?
Little details, getting those little details, um, which will make the difference in your calls.
Like
Of
what?
course,
Let's get technical.
like in what we say, current state,
Okay.
you know, I think the very start and end of the call are very important. If you have those things down, then I think you'll be really good. Objection handling. What really helped me is just being very detached from
Mm,
the outcome, being very calm, not being in a rush.
mm-hmm,
So getting really good objections and not memorizing the lines, but memorizing the logic while you're saying it. That's also helped a lot. Then getting really good at current state. Really, building that gap, making them feel a lot of frustration, pain, and then going from there. I think those two things really separate a good and great closer.
mm. Gaps is huge in objections. I agree. It's the biggest thing. That's what we emphasize. Like almost every training. I mean, sometimes we train on other things, of course. Like everything is important in sales, but like one of the things we emphasize is gaps. Huge. Like where someone is versus where they want to be, and making sure that that's tangibly understood and felt, not in your own mind as a closer, but like by the prospect. And then the other piece would be objections. Objection handling takes you from like good, because you can be decent if you don't know how to handle objections very well, but it takes you from like good to like great. Um, I think one of the things was really cool about you is kind of the moment. I remember me and you had a really tough talk when you were in your first month. I think it was. You came in the first 2 weeks and you kind of hit the ground running because you had invested in the program and it was tough for you to invest in it. And I respect anyone who spends a couple grand in themselves, even if it's a payment plan, a couple hundred a month, whatever it is. It's tough, right? But then what happened was when you first started, you had a dip. You remember the dip? You had a
Yeah,
dip where you came on a couple
yeah,
sessions, and I was like, something's off here, because you started strong, and then like you went 2 or 3 sessions, like basically a week, and I was like, you haven't progressed in this week and a half. Something's off. And we had a talk, And I know for you, like fitness and or like the gym and like the aesthetic and bodybuilding is a big piece of what you love. Like we all have passions, right? That's a thing you love, even though you're small. But besides that, that's a thing that you love, right? Um, and it was very interesting because we had a tough talk where I was like, you
I
need
remember. Yeah.
to, yeah, you had to make a decision, kind of a crossroads where you're going to have to lock in and go all in, not just in terms of investment, because a lot of people, I think that the investment of like, I paid for Tim's program or any like training program means that I'm all in. But the
Yeah.
investment is just actually the beginning. What matters is what happens after. So talk to me, answer the question however you want. Like we can have fun with it. I'm just curious your thoughts on the idea of focus and locking in this skill set, and what does it actually take to become very good? Because you've seen the journey of the other guys in our program that are our peers and our friends now, like our circle, Sati, Colin, like these guys. You've also been on that journey now where you're on a multi or six-figure pace, like 100K plus pace for the year, which is great. What does it take in terms of focus and dedication while even training or being in a program? What is that dynamic like?
It's all you have to really be focused on, really. Um, like these past 6 months, like what I was doing day in, day out. And that tough conversation we had was really helpful. I think it was two times we actually had that tough conversation.
Mm,
Um, one was one was where I was what you said, not progressing. I think it was because I wasn't role playing as much. That was kind of a wake up call. Then I kind of got back on my horse and started going really hard at it. And then I started progressing. And then the one you were talking about, yeah, I think that was like a month later. Well, I was on prep, and it was just about priorities. And it's just like this is the main priority because I know if I really dial this down, I'm set for life, and I can do that bodybuilding show whenever. I've got plenty of time, so I just stopped doing prep because it's a killer. Whenever you're eating like 1,500 calories a day, then you're trying to role play, get on coaching calls, it's like you're drained, right? Then you have to do 30, 45 minutes of cardio in the morning. It's brutal. And I think I was still working part-time at my job then. So it was even brutal then. So it's just really about priorities. So I kind of put that in the back burner and now I was really, really going all in on this. It's it's really all just about focus. Like if you don't have a passion for this, if you're really not invested into it, like emotionally, I'm not saying like you have to love this shit, like make it your girlfriend or whatever, but it's all you have to be thinking about. Like you gotta think about it like it's like it's a girl you're chasing. I
mm.
don't chase girls, but it's like that dynamic. Um,
What is your game like, Carolyn? How do you meet them? You don't chase them. You absorb them.
I don't talk to girls. I haven't talked to a single girl in these past 6 months.
She's locked
Um,
in.
it's been worth it. Yeah. So that was like, yeah, you're right. I need to put that to the side and just um put all my energy into this. Like I already was, but this was taking a lot of energy on me,
Mm,
literally, because I
mm,
was just so tired, eating barely, trying to get shredded. But it's like for me, um, I had dropped out of college, so I had a lot of time on my hands. So
mm,
this was very convenient for me. Not
mm,
convenient, but like I could put all my time and energy in for this, and that's what I did. Not to worry on school. Um, I think I was a kinesiology major, so I didn't have to do that BS. And it's really just all about how much the more you put in, the more you get out,
yeah,
as
yeah,
Rich Piana says. I don't know if you know who
yeah.
that is, but
I know who he is. I don't know. I don't know he said that. I just know the Rich Piana meme about the. Is it him that does like the 8 hour arm workout? That's the meme. Is that him?
yeah, 8 hour
It's gonna be an
workout.
8 hour arm
It's
workout.
great.
You
Yeah,
start.
it's
You
great.
tell your grandma that she's like, I need to get healthier. You're like, so okay, it's gonna be 8 hour arm workout. Yeah. No, dude, that I agree with you. And I think you're kind of a like a an example of that journey in like the lock in, because something I think you would agree with. You've seen it. We all in protocols agree with this. Is sales really? I don't know about sales as a whole, but at least remote sales truly is a golden ticket. Like, bro, there's no other industry where you sit on a laptop, bro, and like with webcam and just like talk to people, or even like setting like you DM people and drive leads. off your phone or laptop and you can bring in 10, 15K a month. Like there are people, you are one of them, who are doing this consistently and are making the money. It's not like some far-fetched dream. The other side that no one likes to talk about in their marketing, and I'm talking about all the fucking other YouTubers out there who talk about sales, is that it is a grind. It's a slog. Like the journey to get to that point is tough. And something that I do when people take demo calls with us, like which is what we call our sales calls, we call it demo calls. Um, I always, when I pitch now our program, one of the things I pitch on is like, by the way, our program is boring. Like it's not going to be like this good time. Like we laugh a lot on the calls, it's a
Mhm.
great time. We're always joking with the boys, but like I'm talking about in terms of the journey, it is a slog. It's like role play again, practice objections again. Tim is going to critique something. Tim is going to like say, hey, bro, like you need to step up here. Always be
Yeah.
stepping up. Then you come back and train again. Then it's like, oh, I just hit a certain level. And then I remember you telling me this, like you'll hit one level where you feel really competent. And then like the next week we'll go through like an advanced training on like frames or like leadership. And you're like, oh, fuck, okay, I don't actually know
Yeah.
this. And then you go
I'm
again, right?
trash. Yeah.
Right. And it's part of the journey though. And so that like
Yeah.
I'm trash. It's not like you are, it's just like the journey though it's hard because once you get to that point of competence, though, of extreme competence, then on the other end is a whole bunch of freedom. But who was it that said this? I think it was Colin. Colin's one of our other guys in the program. He said it takes like a 6 to 8 month window of intense training with the right people where you then see success on the other side. It's kind of like that's the window where you're guaranteed success at that point.
Yeah.
Assuming you're in like the kind of person who could get success. Some people may have personal issues. I don't know yet who wouldn't be able to have success with this, but I'm sure there's some people who can't. But generally, I think most people who are competent can have success. So that time period is very, very interesting, and you've gone through it. I
Mhm.
want to talk to you about opportunity. Do you have any more thoughts on that, or should I move on? If you have another thought on that, feel free to dump it.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be in the mud. Like I was in the mud for 3, 4 months. It
Mm,
was brutal. Like dialing when I was setting like 150 300 dials a day. I mean,
mm-hmm,
making zero. But
mm-hmm,
I know in that moment it would make me so much better, you
mm-hmm,
know. Um, and I think what really helped me throughout being in the mud for like 3, 4 months, is playing sports. I think a lot of people who are successful in this space play competitive sports. I played hockey.
mm-hmm,
That really helped me, and as well as being in the gym and trying to do bodybuilding. I
mm-hmm.
think that long grind, like I think what really helped me last year around this time, I lost 25 pounds. And it took 3, 4 months. I think that discipline, doing the same thing every day, eating the same 5 meals, like waking up at this time, doing cardio for 30, 45 minutes, and not, you know, being a little be about it. And I don't know if I can curse on here, but
We've been
just
cursing the
just
whole
doing it.
time.
Huh?
We've been cursing the whole time.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, not being a bitch about it. Of course,
Yeah.
like you can complain, but still being in that zone. It's like the more mentally tough you are, the more it's all about your mental, your mindset.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, and if I didn't have that previous experience of being in the mud with the gym and eating the same 5 meals and eating very little and having that mental capacity of sticking to it, I don't think I would have been successful in this. But I think that's what really helped me and other people is
yeah.
their past experiences.
Huge, huge. The reason we make these like case studies, I mean, there's two reasons, right? Like the interviews, podcast style with guys in training yourself. It's two reasons. One, of course, is like marketing. Yes, Tim can coach people. You guys are killing it. We make you money. Blah blah blah. That's one. And, we need that. But the second part, in addition to that, is I like to give people a very realistic expectation of what they're getting into in this space because I think that that's how you attract the best people in terms of program, in terms of me selfishly, like my own network, like having guys like you in my network who just know what it takes and own that responsibility that you've given yourself because you want freedom, right? I think that's huge. I want to go back to something earlier. I kind of missed this question. I wanted to ask you, what was your why behind going down this whole path? Like, what was the reason behind taking all this on? I know a little bit about that from you from when we first got acquainted, but we kind of haven't caught up on that in a minute. Tell me about like the vision behind this and what the reason was for you to take such a different path to, I'm sure, so many of your peers and stuff? What's going on there?
Yeah, well, I'm a first generation American.
Mm,
My family's from Russia,
mm,
uh, Siberia, like East Russia,
mm,
the coldest parts. So I think it was just kind of like my duty to and get us out of this cycle of just middle class, low class. They're in Russia, they're all, farmers working, factory jobs. So I just knew like my ticket to freedom and success and ultimately just setting my future, kids and their kids, stuff like that. My future just bloodline, call it,
mm,
for success is not through a 9 to 5 being a physical therapist. I was going to school for kinesiology to become a physical therapist, give massages to old people. Pause. But I knew that wasn't gonna be it. And I knew like going 100K in debt was like not the move. And I just knew there are people out there making money online. And like I look at them like, wait, they're making 100K, they're making 10K. I'm like, okay, wow. So I just knew this was like my golden ticket, and I had two options. It's either do this. Actually, that was the only option is to do this.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
There
the
was
first one
no
was
going back.
copywriting a little bit. I feel like the option
Yeah,
was make money online in the most efficient way possible. And then
yeah.
copywriting just like what really quick, bro, like 10, 20 seconds. Why didn't copywriting hit for you? Why was that not your thing? What didn't you like about it?
Um, I was never a writer. I tried to force myself to be a writer.
Mm,
And at that time, I was working a front desk job at LA. So I was
mm,
like,
mhm.
okay, I think my communication skills are a little bit better than like
Okay.
baseline. So
Yeah, yeah.
let's just do that into sales.
Okay.
It's very
Gotcha.
convenient
For
to
sure.
learn
Yeah.
sales.
Tell me, let's talk about protocols. The name of our program for those who don't know yet. And if you're new to the channel or just seeing me talk about it, it's called protocols, quantum level protocols. Um, in terms of the way we train, we have a very interesting program, I think, and the way we do things. There's a lot of sales programs out there. A lot of people, become a remote closer, etc. What do you feel about our training and kind of the way we do things contributed to you hitting success and maybe for others who are in it now because our guys like are doing very well now. Tell me about how you think the way we train impacts that, just maybe in terms of style or just it's an open-ended kind of question, but how do you feel like it impacts the growth of someone in sales, just the styles and the training model that we use? What maybe different about it, or what contributes to the journey?
Very detailed and just no fluff. Like if you messed up, you're gonna get grilled. Like you're gonna
Mm,
grill me, or someone else is gonna grill me, and I'm gonna know. So the feedback loop for like making mistakes and making corrections is very you know tight. So um and there's also just trainings like like a lot of most of the week. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah,
So just having training every day and making it very detailed. Um and just staying on top of keeping everyone accountable. I think that's what really helped me. And like Sati, I'm on calling, make those big bucks.
mm,
Not letting anything slide and making sure like we are the best of the best. Um, so yeah, I think that's what really helped me and other guys crush. They're
for
gonna
sure,
crush.
for sure. That's the vision behind it too. I mean, like it's to make you guys the best, and in a way, that kind of mirrors, or not kind of, it definitely mirrors the standard I have for myself because my own driver, weirdly enough, in sales is not actually the money. Like I love making money, but like I've made money now. I haven't made like millions, but I've made enough where I know I can consistently make like 20K plus a month. But for me, it's like saying my guys, my people are like better than your people, like in terms of skill set. Like that's a symbol of pride to me. Like, and I love that when I'm like, I'll put any one of my boys like on a call or on an offer, and I know that they'll overperform the other people. Like Sati being the best on his offer, Colin being the best on his offer, Charlie now being the best on his offer. Who else do we have? Jabari already the best on his offer. Like these guys, like you guys are freaking
Russian.
winners. A few more things I wanted to run by you, just questions. So one of the things that I think I believe in, since you came from our crew, I know you believe in this, is the idea of opportunity in the sales space. There's skill set, and then you have opportunity. So a lot of people get it the wrong way, I think, where they chase opportunity first, then they get smacked in the face, and they're like, "Oh, skill set." Okay, but you went skill set first, then opportunity. And one of the things I think is really cool about you is you've attracted, I don't mean through some like law of manifestation or something, but you've attracted a lot of great opportunities in the sales space, right? Like you have options. Let's say today all of your sales ops fell out. I know within the next 3 weeks, you'd be on something good because people vouch for you in this space now. You have our guys, you have me, like we've got your back because we know you're good. Answer this question maybe from the direction of talking to people coming into the industry. It's two questions. One, are there opportunities still in the sales space, in the remote sales space, or is it like cooked and just overcrowded, or are there still opportunities? And then two, if there are, which we know there are, sure, but I'm curious your thoughts on that. If there are opportunities, how does one find them in the right way, and how can we leverage those opportunities and get into them? Because so many people want to make money, but so many people are getting cooked over and not accessing opportunity. So how can they get opportunities if there are opportunities, and how did you do it? Tell me
Yeah.
about that.
So yes, there are plenty of opportunities out there, both good and bad. Um, plenty of opportunities. And the way you get them, um, and I'm very biased toward this, and I've heard many other people in the sales space talk about this as well, finding opportunities, good opportunities. It's you have to join a program or a paid community. If you're just in the free stuff, you're just gonna get the bottom of the barrel. Um, it's you have to invest in yourself in this game, put some skin in, show that you're committed to this, and put in the work, and then the good opportunities will come with the network, with the program you're in, with the community you're in. I went to this Austin meetup with a bunch of the sales bros, and one of the guys there who very well known in the space is he talks about a bunch. Um, Jake Pastic, tall guy. It's like you have to join a community um to know that you're that to know to tell them you're serious, and just to really surround yourself with people who are like you, or even or 10 steps ahead of you. Plus, with the opportunities comes a skill set. Like you're not going to get a great skill set just by doing the free stuff, joining a bunch of free communities.
Mhm.
Like you have to invest in yourself in this space. There's no other way. I from the very start, I joined your community. I think I was whenever you launched your program, like I was one of the first people to join. I think I was in like the second wave.
Came in the second wave,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think I was like still the first people, but
He gave us
yeah, like
fear. He gave us fear objections at the beginning. He was deeply afraid.
I think it was just I need to talk with my mom about it. No, yeah,
You need
yeah.
to ask. You said you need to ask your wife about it for permission before you join the before
My
you join
wife's
the program.
boyfriend. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So it's and another weird thing is Deal Fuel. They're great. I got like three, four opportunities from there.
Yeah.
They're really great. It's very vetted. Devontae,
Mm.
he's cooking in this space. Um, but all the opportunity I got from that right now was through networking from within Quantum Level Pro. And
Even
just
your main offer now that you're running with, like that's from the pro network.
Sati. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's for Sati.
yeah. Our guys put you on.
Um,
Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah,
incredible.
so know people and know the right people.
Hmm.
Make good connections. Like I've been I've been training with Sati for the past 6 months,
Hmm.
built up a great friendship with him. He's one of my brothers now. I'm on the same team with him. Very big plans for 2025.
Hmm.
So um it's great. And it all comes from joining. You just have to join the paid stuff. It's risky. It's scary.
Hmm.
Um, but you get over that little hump of fear, then you're set. You're literally set
Huge.
for almost life if you put in the work for
For
like
sure.
6, 8 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, to emphasize to everyone here, like if you made it this far in the video, thank you for increasing the watch time.
Yeah.
The work that we're referring to is not like I'm being very serious. It's not like a casual haha work. It's like again, you want to be able to make like 150 grand or more per year. You'll make more than that because you'll eventually get other opportunities actually, like consulting and things like that. But to start off like 150K, 125, whatever it is per year or more for the rest of your life using the internet, which is fucking crazy. And no one in history has been able to do this. It is going to take 6 to 8 months of pain. maybe less if you're just exceptionally talented and have a bit more luck than everyone else. It could be a little less, but you're gonna go through some pain, and
Yeah.
it's training aggressively, aggressively, aggressively. The thing that's interesting, most people can't. Most people don't go through that window. They kind of bounce out. Like Hormozy calls it the valley of despair. They leave
Mhm.
at that point, right?
Mhm.
That's the problem. But you didn't. You pushed. You invested in yourself. You grinded. You worked at it. And you're not done. You're still working on being better, right? Like you still train. You still have
Oh
mentors.
yeah.
You still reach out. You
Got
still
a
ask
long way to
questions.
go. Yeah, yeah.
100%. But you have hit that level now of tasting freedom, which is amazing. And I love that, bro. I love your journey and everything about what you've done, and I'm very very excited to see what comes next, as we continue our friendship and our relationship, and you build that with others as well from other communities and other spaces. That's not just ours. There's other people that are great out there too, and you know them. So that's it. Any last kind of word for this, the people, the guys and gals coming into sales who may be watching this video, maybe not even about our program. I mean, the people here can see, you guys can see the results. I'm not asking about us, just about this whole journey, and just a word of encouragement or a direction for someone who's just on that fence and is just doing their research and browsing right now. What are your thoughts to them? And then I'll let you go so you can get back to making money.
Yeah, just do it. You have to take that jump. It's gonna be the scariest at the start, but you have to think of it like this. Like you got two options.
Mm,
Like grind for 6, 8 months and have the rest of your life of your dream life, or you don't take that risk and you're just in it for the rest of your life, working a job you don't like, making money you don't like, not having that dream outcome,
mm,
you know, especially if you're like 15 to 21, like this is the prime age for you to really take those risks where you can take risks and not, be in bad trouble. You really have to do it. And I think one thing that really separates the people who succeed and who don't is just mindset. And I think, excuse me, what the hell? I think one of the big reasons why I succeeded, why, I am in this position I am right now is just because of my mindset. I think I remember this very clearly. Late July, early August, I had this, big mindset shift of getting to my goals and where I'm at right now. Um, and I think like what you mentioned earlier, like I attracted these offers, I attracted what's been going on. I think that's very true. It wasn't instant, but within late August, I had that 1.5K week. And in September, I made three and a half in 5 days. And then October, I made my first 10K. I made 12K. And it all started from my little mindset shift of abundance mindset. Nero, he talks a lot. That's where I kind of gained this from. Huge shout out to Nero, um, as well. It's just how you think, and this is what you really help with as well, mindset and sticking through it, like going through this cycle of sales
mm,
and what it's gonna take and what's just the reality of it. And you making that very clear and offering your perspective on it, your experience, really helped me. And not only does your program help me become a killer closer, it just helped me become a better person
mm.
with mindset, how I act. I remember, I think you can like put like a picture of me, of our onboarding call, how different I look, but I also was just mentally just so different of how I acted,
Yeah.
just like an 18-year-old kid would.
Mm,
Um, uh, so me now, me 6 months ago, it's very different, and it all stems from mindset. If you have a very weak mindset, you're not very disciplined. You don't have that drive within yourself. You're just not going to make it. But if you have drive, you do have that disciplined mindset, that work ethic, you're going to make it. If
huge.
you just keep putting that work, that 6, 8 month window, invest in yourself into pro, you're gonna make it, bro. Okay. That's all I really got, you know. Um,
Good
yeah,
stuff.
at the start, I always knew I was gonna get there. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make 10K because
Yeah.
there's no other option. I'm not going back to school to learn kinesiology. I'm not
Wait
doing.
till you get bored of 10K, bro. You're gonna do this for like another six
I'm
months, and
already
you're gonna be like,
bored.
this
I'm
is
already bored.
okay, Kyrill. You just made the
I'm
10K.
like, damn, wait. I made 10K. Shoot, now I'm
For
on
everyone who
20.
doesn't know, when you come into protocols, if anyone watching this comes in and works with us, you'll see in the previous call recordings, like Kyrill
Yeah.
is the biggest
Huh.
troll in our program.
What do you
You're
mean?
gonna see the call recording. You are
I'm very
the
serious.
he's the class clown in the program. Literally, like I'll be training free sessions, and like you just start like cutting it up with Rocco inside the DMs, and I know you guys are both fucking around. All right, that's the end of this. We're ending this. We're ending this case study.
I'm very
Kyrill, this was
serious
great.
on this calls. Yeah.
He's a troll on the calls, but he's serious about making money, so it balances out. Goodbye, my friend. Great job. Keep putting in work, and we will continue to push forward. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next, brother. Okay, we'll be in touch, and appreciate you being here, bro.
Appreciate you and what
Oh
you've
wait,
done.
where can everyone find you? Should you put your socials? I'll put it below, but like, should people look at your IG or X because you post some stuff sometimes? Not
Both.
really, but sometimes.
Both. Well,
I'll
I'll
put it down
send you
below.
them. Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
put it down
cool,
below.
cool. And the
All right, see
YouTube
you
as
later,
well.
brother. Yeah, the
Very
YouTube.